India is expected to lead the global energy demand in the coming years. The country's rich demographics and growing consumption calls for more energy production. But what are the speed bumps to India's road to self-sufficiency in power generation? Take a look at this next report.
India's energy consumption is skyrocketing. According to the India Energy and Climate Centre, it's set to triple or quadruple over the next decade. This rapid growth is driven by industrialization, urbanization and rising incomes. To put it in perspective, India will be the world's biggest consumer of additional energy between 2020 and 2040. REC Limited, India's non-banking finance company under the Ministry of Power, reported its highest ever first quarter profits in 2024. Vivek Kumar Dewangan, Chairman and Managing Director of REC, spoke to Wion regarding India's power demand outlook.
Power demand is increased at a rapid pace. We foresee that power demand increase at the rate of 8 to 10% per annum. The mix of the generation mix, optimal generation mix exercise has been carried out by the Central Electricity Authority, a technical arm of the Ministry of Power. And India has then embarked into a very ambitious energy transition target. India has targeted to install about 500 gigawatt capacity from non-fossil fuel based sources.
However, the country currently lags behind in energy infrastructure investment by $1 to $2 trillion. Moreover, coal is still expected to drive India's power demand as renewables are optimized for more output and less costs. Finding the right balance between India's growing population and per capita consumption is another challenge. Dewangan touched upon the challenges, highlighting what the country needs to do.
Renewable energy is intermittent in nature. We need to have a commercially viable storage solution, be it pumped storage project or battery energy storage project or hydrogen fuel cell technology. Unless we do have commercially viable storage solution, we'll have to depend on coal-based capacity to balance the grid and provide the grid balancing. The consumption of electricity in India is only 1/3 of the world average. And since we are aspiring to become a developed country by the year 2047, per capita consumption of electricity will be bound to increase. It will definitely be more than the world average. So the energy demand is likely to grow to about 8 to 10% per annum. For that, we'll have to develop different sources of energy to meet our increasing energy demands.
India faces a complex energy landscape. On one hand, it needs to bridge a massive infrastructure gap to meet surging energy demand. On the other hand, it must accelerate the adoption of renewables to combat climate change. VK Singh, Director of Projects at REC Limited, gave us a breakdown of what India's energy mix would look like.
There's a plan, there's a resource adequacy plan prepared by Central Electricity Authority and approved, of course, by the Ministry of Power, in which 777 gigawatt of electricity capacity installation target is there by 2020 and 30. In this particular 777 gigawatt of capacity, 277 will be fossil fuel based, which includes coal, gas, lignite, etc. And 500 gigawatt is going to be renewable energy source.
The government's ambitious renewable targets are commendable, but their realization will require substantial investments and policy support. India's energy future hinges on its ability to navigate this complex terrain. Bureau Report, Wion, World is One.